Hello and welcome to Stocks Advisor channel. Here at our channel we are looking for interesting buy opportunities for US-based stocks. Today we will talk about Apple, traded at Nasdaq, ticker name AAPL. Well, Apple does not require any introduction. Apple is Apple, but it's now showing a very interesting short mid-term chart behavior. The current up wave is in decline and strong correction is just to begin, so therefore it opens very interesting buy and reversal opportunities. And to understand those, let's do the analysis for Apple. So starting from the middle of April, actually Apple was showing very nice, almost linear uptrend behavior that we can see here. Actually was going really well, being reconfirmed many times, and actually it did show so-called parallel movement upwards behavior when we see the clear trend being reconfirmed on the longer term, but also the price itself is moving actually almost accordingly to moving average 20 here. So by the way, we have three moving averages, moving average 20, 50 and 200. Here on the left you see their depictions, and we always mention those in our videos because it's important to understand them and to see their behavior, to understand also how chart is behaving, how company is behaving. So therefore here we can clearly identify two trends. Well, actually it's one trend, but it's like a parallel movement trend situation. It's a trend one, which is between moving average 20 and 50, actually is ongoing a really long time, having two major confirmations starting at the middle of April and then having a general confirmation around 20th of July, and then another reconfirmation took place several days in a row in the middle of September. And the parallel trend, which is actually moving average 20 almost line, which used as additional support here all the way during trend one line. Here we can see the waves were going and mainly reconfirming themselves at this higher trend, upper trend, let's call it UT1 line, so upper trend one line. Why we distinguish it like that? Because usually when you have like long-term parallel behavior with the general trend, it usually means that the price is really going over positive, and then certain moment the breaks will start and the correction will start. And for huge companies it might take some significant amount of time with acceleration pattern at the end of this parallel trend and then correction. That's exactly what we see here. So we had almost linear movement, then we saw acceleration trend starting somewhere in August, really going high, and then double acceleration wave in the end of August, showing first like a fake evening star in the 24th of April, and then a clear break of the wave long expected at about beginning of September. And then we see the clear break of the wave until the level of UT1, staying a little bit with volatility and then breaking further down to the level of T1. So this is the first break of the wave. Usually the first break is recovering to 70-80% of its previous height, and that's exactly what happened actually yesterday, and today we were just starting the second decline. And when I mean this, what do I mean by breaking of the wave? So if wave goes up and down like this, nice parabolic, it's a classical wave, and it would mean the trend would continue with the next wave. But if wave goes up and then breaks like this, so shows like a shark back behavior symbol, kind of behavior, shark fin, and then you know it's a break of the general trend. Well, it's to begin, yeah, and usually the first break recovers similarly or partially. That's exactly what happened, and now we see the second break. Usually it means that we will really pierce the current trend, and the current trend is trend one line. So this would mean the price is expected to go further down with some volatilities, of course, possible in the area of moving average 20 and 50 here. Therefore, we need to know where we can enter, what would be the nice entry points. First of all, there is a strong ceiling on the top. It's this level, and there is another intermediate ceiling on the top resist line. It's this level, the so-called the previous fake breakpoint. So let's call it R1 and R2. And now what we see here clearly, we see formation of the downwards channel as well. It's this brown line, let's call it channel line C1. So this is the brown line. Then we have some supports here. So if we look at the supports, the first support level is of course here. It will also coincide with trend 1 line. That would be the first support and strong volatility. The second level is somewhere at about 105. And should the deeper correction take place, this is the third line of defense. Will be very strong, very serious fight here and probably unpierceable. So therefore we see here three support lines. So S1, S2, and this would be then S3 line. Why is it important to understand? Because most probably tomorrow we continue the decline further with some stronger volatility, and we will maybe end up in the vicinity, or at least try to touch S1 levels here. This would be a volatility entry point if you want to get a wave. But in general, it's expected to have a further, let's say, correction, and therefore the first entry would be somewhere in the vicinity S2 line. Let's draw it here. And then the second entry point with average down 1 to 2, as we always advise it, would be around S3 line. Why a major correction is about to take place? So first of all is of course also let's say the chart need, because the price was really going too high and we see this classical break of the wave, so the second break should take place, and that's about to start. Also, if you look at MACD, you see that after having very long negative wave, we now start upwards wave, so it should still go to the maximum and then decline to recharge the positive trend. And similarly on RSI, we see that the first break went below the 50 on RSI. Usually this means after, by the way, after being in very overbought area. Usually for upgoing trends, it means that the trend is about to break, because usually the wave reconfirmation, which for example we can see example July to from beginning of July to 22nd of July. RSI goes just to the middle and then it recovers. Indeed, we see the wave going down, reconfirming trend line 1 and going again up. But when the RSI goes below 50 and significantly, this would mean that it is actually accompanied with the break of the wave, so similar to this pattern. This means that indeed correction phase is starting, and that's exactly what's happening here. So the first entry point would be circle 1 and circle 2. So this is about the technical situation, technical call for the correction. And there is also, let's say, fundamental call for correction, because Apple announced they're going to start new technologies on iPhone 12 and similar devices, and also that they will implement the new technology of 5 nanometer pitching lithography systems. This means that they are starting a major investment, and overall it would mean that immediate profits are probably won't be that high, and let's say reserve funds will be relocated to those new technologies, new highly competitive area which is not yet developed. Of course, other competitors will also invest in those areas, meaning like it's a risk financially, so companies still need to create or finalize creation of the devices, also beat competitors. So it's a risky investment in a way of general understanding of investment. Therefore, normal healthy correction is also taking place due to that. And it's indeed a correction, it's not a fall, so it should go to some reasonable levels. And if you look, as we just designated here, S2, S3 lines are the most probable stops of correction, and then a recharge should start. And the first recharge, once it starts, will go at least till C1 level. There could be another rebounds down. Then what could happen further actually after the rebounds down from C1 level, when correction will start upwards behavior, we will see on how positive will be the market. If we pierce C1 later and we go to R2, then it's very probable we are starting another positive wave. But this will also come together with stronger news about items, devices that will be proposed to the market and iPhone 12. So we will come back definitely to this stock to discuss later what's the future. For the moment, entry points 1 and 2 are coming, so we'll also be looking for that to make our trend. With this, we would like to wish you good luck with Apple, and also please do not forget to subscribe to our channel. The reason is that you will also not miss our new videos and new interesting discussions and new opportunities for another US based stocks.